What's going on, guys? Tanner here with 𝘺𝙤. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. We've got a 𝘾𝙤𝙥 minigame makeover suggestion on old school RuneScape. So we're gonna be going over this, and excuse the looks, webcam and everything. I woke up, kind of just barely got ready, so we're recording fresh off of waking up. All right, so let's go ahead and move OBS over here, and let's check out what we've got going on here with the recent polls. 𝘾𝙤𝙥 brings quality of life changes to minigames. This could be really good, especially since I've made my Fresh Iron Man account. Let me turn that music down just a bit. Everybody loves a good minigame, whether they're for fun, a training method, or somewhere in the middle. Nothing beats enjoying a minigame with a fellow scapers. Improve your quality of life. Yeah. Let's see. Warmth meter. Our change replaces your hit points with a warmth meter, which serves as an alternative resource for the Wintertodt to damage and for you to upkeep. Huh? Is this saying my hit points, as in like I don't have to burn through 100,000 food while playing Wintertodt? This is interesting. With the addition of a warmth meter, the Wintertodt will damage your warmth instead of your... Yes! You'd suffer 6 to 12% warmth reduction from the Wintertott's regular attacks equivalent. Dude. So like, I'm not gonna grind Wintertodt until this is released. Let us standardize your experience for players of all hit points levels, while also giving us greater granularity, allowing us to make fire making levels more impactful as regular intervals. Yes, baby! Let's go. That's gonna be huge. Rejuvenation potions, they would also use for healing pyromancers. You have been healing the pyromancers, haven't you? By converting them to 4-dose potions, okay, so the rejuvenation potions are going to be useful. You'll want to do everything you can to keep your warmth topped up, since depleting your warmth meter will result in a death. Sorry, hardcore Ironmans, you're still not safe here. Eyes on the screen. Other Wintertodt changes. The idea of being more able to sustain yourself without having to bank sounds appealing on paper. What are you going to do with all the supply crates filling your inventory? We'd like to give the Wintertodt rewards a Temperos-style makeover. Rather than obtaining a supply crate after every game, we'd like to make a massive pile of crates for the pyromancers will graciously let you pull from. This doesn't change the amount of rewards you actually obtain. 13.5k points will result in 28 loot rolls. You're just optimizing how the crates are stored so you can clear up your bank space and do a grand opening whenever you'd like. That's actually pretty cool. Now, they are polling all of this, so it's going to be in-game polls. On the topics of rewards, we'd also like to move the Brahma torch to an offhand slot. Ooh, allowing players to equip the torch and an axe at the same time. Yes. Not only does it feel more natural, it also frees up another inventory slot. So players are guaranteed that at least one fletching action and before being interrupted again. Yes, the question remains, why fletch? But at least you'll be able to fletch in the first place. Nice one, Jagex. Okay, so they're polling those questions. Here's the Guardians of the Rift changes. Now, this is going to be huge because obviously I'm wanting to grind out Guardians of the Rift at some point. Guardians of the Rift has been with us for some time now and serves faithfully as everybody's favorite rune crafting minigame because it's the only rune crafting minigame out there. Admittedly, there's only... Yeah, okay. That said, it's not entirely without issues. For example, the Guardians of the Rift tends to be tackled in mass effect on specific worlds, which can lead to games ending prematurely when players do the bare minimum required to get XP drop before standing AFK and watching the world burn. Yeah, just like every minigame you've made, Jagex. To fix this, we want to change how Guardian of the Rift scales in an effort to reduce the impact of people who aren't actually contributing to the total score. Scaling and player caps. If this change would be instituted when a game has more than 20 players, every player beyond the 20th would result in a 20% scaling penalty. The assumption is that not every player will contribute fully to the game. For example, 100 players in a game after this change would scale components like number of abyssal creatures to 84%, of the current behavior. The first 20 players give 1% each, but the last 80 players give 0.8% each, totaling 84%. If a game starts with fewer than 100 players, the game will remain locked after starting. This prevents strangers from joining the Guardians of the Rift run while it's in progress. If a game starts with more than 100 players present, players can enter and leave the game at will, rather than accidentally clicking on the barrier at the start of the game and having to wait over 10 minutes before they can get into another one. Okay, I've never played Guardians of the Rift, but obviously there's needed to be some changes in. Additionally, the Great Guardian will dynamically recalculate the amount of charge so currently has and how much more charging it requires whenever a player enters or leaves a minigame, so you shouldn't even notice things changing around. By assuming some players will not contribute, we should be able to reduce their impact and see fewer games ending early as a result. Additionally, it will become easier to get into a game in dedicated worlds, even if you miss a start by a few ticks. I'm not sure if that's... I'm not really sure I understand that part completely, but hopefully whatever they're polling is going to help that. Cells, barriers, and guardians. Currently, you can use your cells, ideally charged by high-tier runecraft altars, to build elemental and catalytic guardians, up to 10 in a mass world. The following changes incentivize players to make use of their cells. To begin with, we'll allow players to build barriers and guardians in between games. This activity doesn't award XP. Why? And it's primarily intended for players to give themselves some extra leeway in the early stages of the game. Why wouldn't it give XP then if it's still participating in the minigame? Come on, guys. It's runecraft. Give us XP. Would only let you make weak or tier 1 guardians barriers using the cells on the table. We'd like to wipe your inventory at the start of the game, but allow you to build these during the game startup without losing out on precious time spent mining guardian fragments. Players will now receive XP and catalytic or elemental energy regardless of whether the barrier was full HP, meaning you won't have to wait for a shield to have taken damage before being able to get XP from yourself. Players can receive up to 2,500 runecraft XP and 450 energy per game while using cells to strengthen barriers, recharge barriers, or create guardians. The cap still rewards players for using their cells, but is low enough that they're encouraged to keep actively crafting runes rather than running cells the whole time. We'll be keeping a close eye on these caps and might look to reduce it if we feel it's encouraging unhealthy gameplay patterns. We still want to see players actually crafting runes. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see about that. Our next change swaps the cost of repairing barriers from 10 Guardian Essence to 12 Guardian Fragments. This simply makes it easier to repair barriers while also keeping the focus on crafting runes from Essence instead of using it on other parts of the minigame. Rift choices. Lastly, we want to adjust the rift choice for the first of the game to introduce more variance. This is particularly relevant for small teams. Let's go down to the rewards, okay? We'd like to add a big search. Still a working title, okay? Options to reward guardians so that you can spend 5 points at once. This isn't exactly game changer, but you will have quicker dent in your points stockpiles. It'll also allow us to future-proof the minigame for temporary game modes like leagues, where we might offer more points per game, theoretically. I don't know. Make it right the first time. This way you don't have to go back and adjust things post updates. Like, I don't like when they have to nerf things or buff things. Make it right the first time, you know what I'm saying? Hat feels sideways. Camera feels sideways. Hair seems sideways. Let's see if I can. Anyways. Current pouches. Levels 1 to 2 extra essence. 85 to... Oh, wow. Colossal pouch. I guess there's a colossal pouch. I did not know that. Proposed colossal pouch change. Level 25, 7 extra essence. Capacity of 8. Level 50, you get 15 extra essence. At level 75 rune crafting, you have 26 extra essence. So compared to the current and the proposed, does that mean they're nerfing it? I don't know about that. I'm not sure I understand that. Now it's time for the Guardian of the Rift questions. They're also polling tipple trekking. Remove the infamous bog section. Bro, Swampletics. Sorry, dude. Oh, years after your... Oh, man. Years after your Swampletic series ends, now they're focusing on removing the bog section, which you did kind of discover a lot with that developer mode. You could have like avoided it, but you chose not to, and then they ended up taking the developer mode out for the bogs anyways, so you did probably the right thing anyways. But they're hopefully they just remove the bogs. Increase the quantity of nail beast nails by nail beast. Okay, sure, yeah. This section will be so universally disliked that we feel the best course of action is remove it altogether. We plan to replace future bogs with zombie lumberjacks, which will be added as a side effect. Dude, yes, just do it. Don't even pull that. Mahogany Holmes, here we go. Unpolled, remove the delay from the tea drinking dialogue after finishing a contract. Yes. Move Amy's saw to the offhand equipment slot. Yes. Remove the furniture selection interface from contracts if you already have the necessary supplies. Yes. We think the first 2 points here speak for themselves, so we'll move on to the third. Yes. Okay. The furniture selection interface is a core elemental of traditional construction training. In Mahogany Homes, though, you can only ever have one option to choose from, so we save everyone's time by assuming that's the option you'll pick. Yes, thank you guys, 3.5, 4 years later. Last man standing. I don't care about PvP. Last man standing. I don't do any PKing or anything like that. Removing the box section. Likely gonna pass. Guardians of the Rift. Things that are likely gonna pass. Anyways, you guys tell me your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for tuning in to this 𝘾𝙤𝙥 minigame makeover. Old school RuneScape news and rumors coverage. You tell me your thoughts down in the comments below. Which of these would you like to see? Would you like to see all of these changes, not all of these changes? Tell me down below, guys. I'm doing my job just to read it to you, and you guys decide. All right, and much love. See you guys later.